Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at GameFromScratch, and today we are talking about Material Maker. Honestly, one of my favorite programs, which makes me really ashamed how late I am talking about this, because Material Maker 1.6 is now available. But first, before we jump into that, heads up, there is a new site out there called Bundle Foundry. I'm going to do a video on them at some point in the future, but first I want you to know about a bundle they are running. You want to learn how to become a 3D artist? Go ahead and check this one out. By the way, if you are interested in just figuring out what the hell is going on here, hey, you can get a free tier. Nothing required. Basically, go ahead, download it, check out one of their courses for free. If you like what you see there, then everything else is organized into tiers as well. By the way, if you purchase this bundle, this tutorial bundle, it does help support Game from Scratch, and I very much appreciate that. All right, on to Material Maker. Again, we were talking about this because Material Maker 1.6 was released. I've covered this program since the very beginning. I have loved it all along. It keeps getting better and better. And earlier this week, 1.6 was just released. What you see in front of you, this is the community selection of materials you can go ahead and download in Material Maker, get an idea of what kind of materials this can create. This is about as close as you can get to a free and open source version of Substance Designer. And again, you can create all kinds of stuff, from full-blown animated materials, shaders, and so on, and you can export your result out to just about any game engine you can imagine. So you can see this is a community contributed examples to the website. You can easily download anything you see here. So say you want to create a simple brick wall. Actually, I guess brick walls are a little overdone. Let's pick something else. Bird poop. So let's say you need to create a bird poop texture for your game. You go ahead, you click it, you download it, and then boom, here is the end result. So you can see everything goes together. You can see a preview of your bird poop in action over here in a 3D model format. And then, as you can see down here, you can change out the preview, by the way. You can pick out a different model. So if you'd rather show it up on a cube, you can show it up on the different sides of a cube. Or in this case, you probably want to use it more on like a plane because it's a splat texture in this case. You can see the end result there. Everything is created out of this node of networks. So you see it starts with certain shapes that are all created there, and then you can apply blurs, tone maps, blending, and so on. You maybe want to colorize it to add a little texture to your poo, and then everything ultimately ends up at this static map. You'll notice as we were navigating through that, you got a preview of your work in progress right there. So there is what the blend looks like. And that is what goes into the color channel over there. Your normal map is being generated here. You can see a preview of it in action up there. Super cool stuff. And if you want to just go ahead and use this to consume the community-made textures, super simple. Basically, just come on up here and load material from website. That is where we got that initial list of all of those together, as you see right there. Load it in, and then you got this node network. You don't even need to create or work with any of these things. You can just take the material, come on up here, export that material out, and then you've got a number of different options. This one is brand new, by the way. You can now export out as GLTF. So you export out your 3D plane object. Will be basically this right here will be exported out, but you'll notice you can also export directly to Blender, as well as over to Godot, Unity, Unreal Engine. Unity, of course, has the different pipelines there as well. Really cool stuff. So this will create basically drag and drop into your game engine, ready to go 3D textures. And that's kind of the idea behind this. Now, this is the 1.6 release specifically, and what is new there? Well, some interesting things, but my favorite happen to be two. So let's say I got a simple input such as like a star, like so. We now have the ability to use something called controlled variations. Just drop out here, I can do controlled, boom, variations. And what is this? Well, this is basically a way of doing different versions of this on the output side. So see how you got these input tags? I could control and handle, for example, the shape right here. So I could come in here and then boom, drop that in there, and I could change the shape accordingly. Well, what I could also do is turn this one into a variable now. So you see $?1. Not the most unwieldy you've ever seen, but what I can do now is set it accordingly. And then in these downstream nodes, you can actually set values accordingly, which is very cool. And there's a couple things that go along with this. So there's iterations to go with it. So variations, you can do iterations on them. Again, you can pick the variable. You can have up to these 4 different variables. So if I also wanted to variabilize this as well, I could make this one 2, like so. And then we could also drop this into, so here, and instead drop that into a different controlled variation like so. Hook that one up to 2. So it makes you, so you can control these things downstream if you wish, and then this will control the second value, which you'll see here, is the edge width. So now it's opened up a whole new options of how you string together your spaghetti per se. And speaking of spaghetti, and the example I used here, this isn't that actually complex. Like, you can actually grok that pretty simply if you want to create bird poop. But some of these, and if you ever really blueprints in Unreal Engine, nodes can get very messy very quick. Well, the cool thing here is they've added some new functionality that I absolutely love. It's basically, think of this as wireless. So now we have apertures, so a wireless broadcaster, and then with that one selected, so with this guy selected right now, I drop an out, and it will automatically create a pin with it. So anything that comes into this node will go to that node right there. So I could also create multiple receivers, like so. So anything that feeds into this aperture will then go to all of these wireless receivers. See, no connection between them. So I could go ahead and organize this wherever I want. You click and highlight it, you can see how the node came in, but you can set this up to, you know, easily get rid of the spaghetti soup. If you have something that is sort of like a standalone broadcasted node network, you could just hook it up with this broadcast and receiver kind of setup. You can do another one, by the way. So here, a different set of apertures, and then with that selected, so make sure that you've selected it right down there, drop another out, and it will automatically pin to the most recently selected. By the way, if you have nothing selected, I do believe it will automatically pin it to the first node. Yeah. So something to be aware of. If you're going to use apertures, make sure that you select the in node when creating the out node. But you can see how you could definitely reorganize some of the spaghetti and use it and make things much more organized. So it's a really cool new option that they have added there. All right, so let's jump in. If you wish to learn more about it, it is available at materialmaker.org. This is completely and utterly free, which again is very awesome. Again, since the very first release of this, I've been covering it. By the way, 1.6, we got a number of new updates there. So again, I'm not going to go into full detail here. Some of this was just like straight up quality of life improvements, or new connectors, new nodes, so on. This fellow over here, I assume will.i.am is a big Black Eyed Peas fan. He's been doing a ton of contributions to it. So originally it was just developed by the fellow by the name of Rodzilla that did like 99% of the work. Now, whenever you read these release notes, will.i.am change is there literally everywhere. So that is pretty cool. Again, control variations is probably among the coolest ones here. And then, of course, we have these new aperture nodes. But as you saw, a ton of other stuff out there as well. So such as the basic GLTF exporter we saw very briefly there, a number of bug fixes, etc. So it is a very cool release. It's going to kind of really change up how a lot of people organize their node structures, which generally for this kind of application is a good thing. You want to go ahead and download it. Basically, just head on over to the site. There will be a download link right this. If you want to donate to them, you can. Otherwise, basically just click no. And what you're going to notice here is you've got downloads available for Windows, Mac, as well as Linux, which is, again, very cool. So this one also is coming to Steam, by the way. So Material Maker is going to be coming to Steam in July. Same version, just makes it so you can easier get it, automatic updates. You don't need to rely on someone like GameFromScratch to tell you there's an update out there, because every once in a while, he's a little slow. Yeah, I apologize. I missed that this one came out, so I am way behind the curve on this news. But again, if you do want to stay up to date in the latest and the greatest of the world of game development tools, I'm normally a lot faster than this. But anyways, it is coming to Steam. In all honesty, unless you have a very good reason, I don't get tools on Steam because it's really annoying if you've got multiple computers. Because if you're playing something on Steam on one computer, it locks you out of your Steam account on others. Especially if it's an app and you want to play a game on your Steam Deck, you have to go back to your computer and shut down an app you're working on. Very annoying. So that's why I would recommend just go ahead and download it this way if you can. Get the itch.io download. You can run it. It's a portable executable, so you just literally put it anywhere on your computer, go ahead and run it. But it is coming to Steam, and this is an easier way to get it. And the other thing about this is it's also going to give it more exposure to other people out there, and more people being exposed to Material Maker, in my humble opinion, is a damn good thing. By the way, this is also a free and open source application. It is under the MIT license, and one of those things, I don't know if you've noticed this already or not. By the way, if you do like what they do, come in, drop them a star. But you will notice here, it is written in Godot. Yes, this is a Godot application. This is one of those cool examples of a non-gaming app that's written using the Godot game engine, which, by the way, the Godot game engine is actually written using Godot as well. But it's one of the success stories in that regard. There's some really cool apps that were created using the Godot game engine. And in my humble opinion, Material Maker is definitely high up that list. So again, even if the idea of these nodes, if this scares the hell out of you, you could just use this as a material source. So use the community stuff, export it out to your game engine of choice. Again, you've got a ton of stuff available on the material. And then you'll even notice down here, in terms of the nodes that are available to work from, the community can contribute those as well. So you got a ton of options down here as well. And you can just kind of start dragging and dropping these together. So here you can see how you could use caustics, like you see here, to easily start creating like scales, for example, or the cellulose texture on a leaf, etc. So the community, you could do a lot of heavy lifting on their shoulders. And as you see, a ton of stuff built in and a lot of nice organizational things built into this particular release. So highly recommend going ahead and checking that out. So again, that is Material Maker with Material Maker 1.6 now available. And once again, if you are a 3D artist and you're looking to, maybe learn, or you want to be a 3D artist, this bundle could be a very interesting pickup for you. Only 8 days left. Use my link down below. It does help support me. And if you want, go ahead, just check out free tier. If you like what you see there, pick up the bigger bundle, and it helps support Game from Scratch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Material Maker 1.6. Slightly late. What do you think? Let me know. Comments down below. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.